Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are. I'm Gladys. I love cake, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating easily. What are we doing today? We are back. We are with our doggy cake, okay? We spent this week's tutorial making this doggy cake you see over here. It's not our best work. It's not my finest work. I wouldn't even kid you. But I love it nonetheless. It's a dog, okay? It's an ugly dog. It's a mean dog. It can't process its emotion. So today, what we are going to do is put some finishing detail to our cake board, get it all complete. And then we are going to, I have a book here, right? And in this book, contains all the suggestions of names that have been picked out by all of you throughout the tutorials for what we should call this dog. So we are going to pick all the names up, put them in a glass jar right here. This glass jar, we will shake it all together and then we will pick the name, and whatever comes out we will call this doggy right here. On top of that, we will be doing a simple game time where I will spin a wheel, answer some general questions about cake and everything else in between so that we can make it fun and exciting. And on that note, that is what we are doing today. With that in mind, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't think I prepped with so much fondant in mind at all, but I'm going to try and get the rest of the fondant we have, and then we can cover our board and keep it moving. So if you're just joining us, hello there, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for stopping by with us. It is always a pleasure to have you. I can't take it for granted that you make a choice to be here every day with us, and for that, thank you. What do I have here? I have fondant, right? I'm just going to add a bit of Tylose into the fondant just so that it can firm things up a little bit for me, because that is what I need. Yeah, we have fondant here. There you go. Right. So we have some fondant Tylose here. Tylose is also CMC, right? It helps the fondant set hard. I don't want to harden it too much than I need. So all I'm doing is just rolling this all together. And the whole idea is to get the board covered so that it's a final look to the cake board. I mean, our dog is done now. It's not my best work, like I've already told you, but that doesn't mean it doesn't require a better presentation. So I'm just going to get it all polished up nicely, and then we can put a ribbon, and that will be our doggy cake all done. Good morning, Tabitha. Tabitha is in the chat. Tabitha is friend to the channel and amazing moderator. She'll keep you company, but today, because we are not doing anything intense, I'm sure you've got my attention for a little bit of time. Tabitha. Clara D'Souza. Clara, darling, how are you? Is it Clara? Did I see? Oh, Cleta. Oh, Cleta. Look at me. Cleta, I was reading it. I read your name wrong. I apologize for that. Right. So what are we doing? I am just attempting to cover the board of the doggy cake so that we can have it looking presentable. I don't want to see any more black, okay? Because normally the cake board is like a darker color. I'm not doing that at all to this cake, because looking at the cake itself, I am scared. Let me get a bigger brush. Okay, no, let me just get a bigger brush here. Get some water. Okay, we are not about to, so okay. Oh God. There you go. Right. I do not want to see black color anytime soon. Right, so all I'm doing is raising this over here Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect, as long as the foil bits are gone, I'll be fine, because the board does add character to the finished look of the cake. You want to make sure that the cake is looking clean, and a clean looking cake will always present better. So we're just okay. I'm gonna try and get that away. We're not doing anything to the dog. Whatever the dog looks like is what it's meant to be. And I know, yes, I know it's an ugly dog, but we are happy with it nonetheless. Are we happy with our dog? Say it with me. Yes, we are. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a kitchen knife. Okay, the kitchen knife is here. Okay. Right. If you're meeting me for the first time, hello there. Great to have you. There you go. Okay. Okay. There you go. All right. We will do the other sides of it. I am so sorry. I am distracted by what I'm doing. Let's get this done quickly and then I will talk to you. Okay, people? Just be a little patient with me. I am just trying to get this bit done. Where is the brush over here? Okay. And then we will get okay. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just like adding some to the board. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. If I had made the dog on a pad, I could lift it and transfer it to an already made board, but it's neither here nor there. I'm just aiming for a polished look to the dog, and just having it on the silver board is just like, it doesn't look well. It's a preference thing, but I will always encourage you to aim to cover your board, or at least use a masonite board. You know, the masonite boards are like the white ones that are already cut, or even the white MDF. But of course, that's not what I use, so I'm having to kind of undertake covering the board myself. In the meantime, I just want to add some texture to the board so that you don't have like just a white boring board. So I'm just using this tool to kind of like create a little bit of texture on it so that it looks like white wood. I don't know, just a bit of texture on the board will just stop it looking just plain. And then I'm gonna go underneath that and press it down. There's really no reason besides the fact that I'm just doing what I like to see and what is pleasant for me, you know. but otherwise you can do anything that suits you. Just pressing this out, and a ribbon is going on the trim, so you want to make sure that the trim of the board is clean too, right? And then we have what is left here, just that small rolling of the fondant. I could have done this before the live, but I also wanted you to be involved in what we are doing. Okay, so please bear with me, we are nearly done. We have a little bit here, right, and then I mean, no dog will be lying on a white rug, right? Except if it's a doggy cake. Would you put your dog on a white rug? Okay. Look, I have gone and nearly cut the nose of my doggy. Okay. Right, we are now left with that corner, and then we'll be done. Okay. Now I don't know if the white does it any justice or good, but hey, it's better than a plain white, a plain silver board. Lollipop is in the chat. Lollipop, darling, how are you? We are just trying to finish this little bit of work here, and then we will move on to the fun parts of today's live. Okay, it's Friday. Happy Friday, people. What are we doing, everybody? What are we doing this Friday? What are you doing? Because yeah, it's nearly 3:30 UK time, so we are headed for the evening. We've had a whole day. We've lived a whole day. And Tapeta is still about to have her coffee yet. Okay? Is this the example where you're like, life is not fair? Why are you living without me? Tapeta, why are we UK people living without you? Right, there you go. There you go. I don't know. Does that help? I just feel like I went and I wasted a whole bunch of fondant for nothing. Why weren't you invited to the party? Because you were sleeping, darling. You were sleeping because your time zone is different. So we had a whole party and left you over there. That's not true, though, for those of you who don't get the sarcasm. Okay? No party was held nowhere. In fact, I've been cleaning my garage all day. Which party? No party. I think it's a party for one. I know what you mean. Okay. Does that help? Now that he's on a whiteboard, does that make him look any better, people? Does the white fondant make him look any better? Now let me go and get a ribbon and tie the board, and I think our doggy will be done. For those of you who are hating on the dog, leave my dog alone. Okay? No, I'm kidding. Everybody has been kind. Have you? I don't think so. I don't want to use any dark color because the dog is already dark. I didn't want any dark color to just make it any worse than he already is. Does he look better on his white board? I think so, because I think it kind of like covers it a little bit. Okay. Okay, there you go. Well, I think him on the white fondant board makes it a lot better. Whereas on the silver, let's see. Yeah, I think him on the white brings out the dark color a little better. Anyway, let me get something to... Humbrain. Hello. Humbrain. The white looks good. Yeah. I think the white kind of brings out the darker part of the dog, so it looks better. I mean, it's still a grumpy old dog, though. It's grumpy looking, but I think I like it better because the white kind of like highlights the darker bit. Whereas earlier, it was just a black slob. A black slob that just made the dog look a little bit scary. But anyway, that's how I attempt to justify my imperfect looking dog. But hey, whatever you say, he's still my dog and I love him. Okay, I'm gonna put a ribbon around the dog. Okay, small details do make a difference though. Look. Okay, there you go. Okay, now let's get this all done. That's my doggy. Now, okay, what do you think about the doggy now? I think the doggy on a white thing kind of makes him look much, much better. I like him this way. He should have been lying on a whiteboard for a long time. I spent good vibes. Look, everybody, whoever is hating on my dog is a hater, okay? Everybody thinks my dog is fine. If you're hating on my dog, you're just a hater. Tabitha, I'm looking at you. I know you don't hate my dog, okay? I'm just taking the mickey. Right, so for those of you who are just joining the chat, right? If it's your first time, hello. Thank you for stopping by. And if you've been here before, you know how we do it. We make cake and then we have fun. Lots of it where we can. So what are we doing? Well, Auntie Gladys decided she wanted to make a doggy cake. My very first attempt. And it's been a learning curve. But you know what? I am glad I got there in the end. We have the dog, which is here. He's not a very happy dog. He's a grumpy looking old fart. But he's all right. He's all right. He's just lying here. Right? We could... Did I miss something? There's a chat going on that I don't understand. Can someone clarify what is being said over there about brainwashing and what? Maybe I don't understand. But anyway, that is... Can we add some brown on him? Not the dog. Look, good vibes. We are not... we are not adding anything to the dog, okay? We will... Because... look, have you met an if you've never met an ugly dog, that is it, okay? So if you don't want to buy an ugly dog, don't look at my dog, okay? No, the airbrush color, I don't have any browns, but I really don't want to add any more color because the skin of the fondant has set already. And the white is just to kind of highlight the dog. I mean, the imperfections that are already on the dog that we spoke about yesterday are obvious. But the thing about what we've done here is that we weren't going for a specific dog cake, right? For me, visually, as in what was visual, I was imagining a cute dog. Because if I wanted a dog for myself, I want a pretty little cute dog. But sometimes cute dogs can look quirky, okay? And I told you, my neighbor has a very ugly looking dog. But it is still a dog nonetheless. So I think my, you know, what I have said about the dog is on a fun side trying to kind of bring some real thought about what I feel about the dog, which is that I would have preferred it to be a little more cuter. I wasn't going for an ugly dog. Nonetheless, is it a dog cake? Sure. Could we do something better about it? Yes, depending on what we really wanted to improve. But if I had a magic wand to kind of snap this into life, it would be a horrid, grumpy looking dog, and they exist. So ugly, yes. Grumpy, yes. Still a dog, yes. And that's it. So I don't want to do anything to it. Only more so because I have accepted that, you know what, we settle for an ugly cake and it's fine, okay? But yes, I would have wanted a chance to do things differently, like change the positioning of the eye to give it a forehead. That was good vibes to your suggestion. And I think Prawn Cocktail said something as well that we could have done. So if I put all your suggestions together, we could kind of recreate this cake. But I'm kind of stuck between, should we strip it and recreate it for other tutorials, or should we leave it completely as a whole thing and then start a different one? I don't know. I have so much cake to go, so you never know, right? But for now, our doggy cake is done, and whether I am pleased with it or not, I'm just going to have to stick with it, and that's where we are. But otherwise, yes, all the contributions and suggestions about what we could do differently, I sincerely appreciate them, and I would have wanted to implement them, but I've just given up because the tutorial is quite intense. It's taking a lot of our time, so I just wanted to be done with it. Would you like to make a dog cake? Put a hand up in the chat. Let's see. Would you? Tatiana says, I love our dogs unconditionally since they bring us joy. I mean, I hope your dog is not ugly looking like this little pet over here, because this pet here is, he is ugly, okay? Really ugly. Right, so Lollipop said, Tabitha says, it's your first dog cake. I think he turned out exactly as he should. This is a practice run for the next time. My people, you know my heart. Thank you. You people are so kind. Lollipop said, well, it's your first dog. Well, the dog is your first dog and it's proof of concept. And this is how you do it as a tutorial. People's attempts won't be exactly the same. They can change what they wanted to. And I would want to make one. You see? That's the whole point. Because I could have, considering, thank you, Lollipop. Yeah, here's the thing I wanted to say, proof of concept, because these live tutorials just represent what they should, which is the raw moment of the cake decorating process. So what was I aiming to achieve? I definitely wanted to attempt a doggy cake, right? Did I want it to be better than it appears? Yes, I wish it was better, but how could I have achieved that if I had never made a dog cake? So my first attempt, not so bad. Now, if this was a customer cake, would I have wanted to strip it? Yes, I would have. Because if this doesn't represent what the customer and I discussed, why would I want to take that? So for that, from that point of view, if a customer really wanted a dog cake and I hadn't made one before, I probably wouldn't be keen on taking that order, matter of fact. But this is what it looks like when you haven't tried anything before. So back to our first tutorial, I did say whether you've made your first cake or your 100th cake, there's always a new cake you will make that you have never tried before, and through it all you learn and you build your skill. So the lesson here is that yes, you're going to make mistakes on your first order. Okay, practice, and whilst we're at it, matter of fact, this is also a practice run for me, so you get to see what our first dog practice run looked like. So yeah, I'm satisfied with it nonetheless. Do I wish it was better? Yes, but satisfied nonetheless. So you see, when I tell you practice makes progress, practice definitely makes progress. So I am sure perhaps on our next runs, I am not entirely certain that it will be our immediate one or there a little after. But I would like to try a few more doggy cakes, you know, just so that you can see me develop as it goes on. But otherwise, great attempt nonetheless. Before you joined in, I did say, let me wash my hands. For those of you who are joining us, if it's your first time you're joining us, please show your hand in the chat, right? Tatiana, I did see in our previous chat, I know the last tutorials, I was so busy, I was not able to engage with all of you. But yes, Tatiana, I did see that you have resolved to knowing that if God wants you to judge, he will. In the meantime, you have a gym business to run and you're focusing on that. You know what? It's all about balance and priority and having faith. So I hope that is going well and you are at peace with whatever decision you are making over there. We are still with you though. We are encouraging you. You go win, okay? Go win. But I know this weekend you're doing some fun stuff with work and then you're spending time with the hubby. So that too enjoy. Because this is our last live for the week. And then we are back on Tuesday again. So if you have just joined us for the first time, put your hand in the chat. Let's see. Once we get his name, you could carve his initials and put it on the board so the white looks like a custom blanket. I mean, that's a good plan, isn't it? After this busy week, I'll start studying again. You know what? Study. You learn. Don't worry. And don't forget to pray as you go along. You know what? Life is about balance. And I trust you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Because you know what? I came across a post yesterday. It's, I think it's, was it? I don't know if it was a YouTube Shorts or it was a TikTok, but nonetheless, there's a lady on the platform. I think she's Bruma Bakery. If you like baking, I'm sure you would have come across her. Fantastic content about baking and everything else in between. And it turns out all this time she's been doing all this baking content and everything, her partner is studying to be a spine surgeon. Can you imagine? Spine surgeon. Now, these are like very smart people. you know. And it's not just any spine surgeon. It's those who attend Harvard and all these Ivy League schools. I'm talking to my US based audience. And it's interesting when you end up on the internet, right? And people have no clue about your life and you just focus on the thing you're doing. So in the background, her partner is pursuing this thing to be a spine surgeon. And it's taken more than a decade of studies, right? And I think after 11 years, he finally made it to, it's what you call a fellowship or something. You know, when you graduate and then you get called into some sort of community of experts sort of thing. And yes, he made it to this fellowship, and she then was telling the story. So in this show, she was telling the story of where they started and where they are at. And for a minute I watched it and I'm like, 11 years of such commitment to expertise. How amazing. But I'm sure it didn't always feel like the 11 years will get to where it has got into, in that he's done what he's done now, and he's out on, I think they're coming to Europe for a trip, like a whole month of travel. And I think what I got out of the video was just the heartwarming feeling of sacrifice paying off. You know, anything that is hard, anything that is worth having is to be worked for, okay? With some faith and grace, you might have an easier ride, but let not the internet kid you, right? Nothing is for free. You have to work, okay? Wake up. You could be born with a talent, but you have to practice the skill of refining that talent, okay? So everything is about work. So whilst we're here, here's an encouragement to all of you, and even myself, that if you want to achieve something, get to it, have faith and keep at it. Practice makes progress. That's all. What have I missed? I think I missed something here. I've missed something in the chat. Right. Oh, yeah. Instead, Rihanna, work. Tabitha. Lollipop is not Garfield. Am I the only one who never saw Garfield, the movie? But anyway, that's our dog. Now, for those of you who picked the name, look, my work table is just like, people, let's tidy this place a little bit, because I can't. This is just doing my head in. It's a little bit of, it's not a little bit of a mess. It is a mess. Okay, Glad? Stop lying to yourself. It's a mess. I wonder where the cover for this is, though. Yeah, from the over there, and yeah. I kind of feel like I've reclaimed my space back a little bit, because there was a lot on here. Akulad from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Thank you for being here. Hello, all of you. Okay, so that's our doggy cake. Tabitha said it's a whole thing. It's not obnoxious. Right, I think I have kind of missed out on that chat over there, so I'm going to leave it. Now, you've got my attention. Let's get to it. Before you stopped here, I did say, today we are going to try and name our dog, okay? We're going to try and name our dog. And that is not in my hands. That's not in my hands. In this book, I have written down every suggestion you have made about our dog. So we are going to kind of go through them very quickly, just so that you know you can stand a chance. And hopefully I haven't missed any. And if I have missed something, you're going to have to forgive me, okay? We have Sandra. I know who said Sandra, and I know who said walrus, okay? Walrus. We have hippo. There is droopy. There is fatty, as in fatty. There's fatty as in fatty, because we bake cakes. look, I didn't put the names of who made the nominations because that was going to take me a long time. But there's Fatty, there is Strudel, there is Souffle. I am quite surprised by how creative you guys got with the name. There's Macaroni, there's Noodle the Doodle. There is Puffy. Oh, no. Right. There's someone there is someone in our world called Puffy already, and we don't want that association. Okay, so we're gonna skip Puffy. Okay, we're gonna skip Puffy, right? We're gonna stick Puffy. Okay, because there's somebody who already owns that name, and I'm sure it's trademarked, and at this point the association is not a good thing. So let's move along. Okay, right, there is Puffy. No, there is no Puffy Glad. There isn't. Right, there is Noodle the Doodle, there is Caterpillar, there is Bruce, there is Henry, there is Mandela. No, we're not going for Mandela. We did say we don't want the name to be associated with any prominent person. Okay, we have Luke, but I would say Lukey. Okay, we have Jackie, and then we have Hank the Tank, we have Cabbage, we have Leaf. I say Leafy. There's Eggy, there is Flour, there is Jade or Jay, there is Worm, there is KK, there is Nala. I have Bobo, Julius, Whiskers, Courage, Totoro, and Scooby. I think those are the names I have so far. If you have any more suggestions, put them in the chat and I'm going to kind of have a quick look. We have 5 minutes and then it will close because I'm not going to have time to go through all of it. So what I am going to do is, with all the names I mentioned, I am going to tear them. Actually, don't do that, Glad. I'm going to cut them up and I'm going to squish them. And I'll put them in the glass bowl and then we will shake the glass bowl and pick a name, right? So that's what we are doing, so that no one has an unfair advantage. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Because I want to put it in the glass bowl so you will know that there is no cheating involved. Everyone has a fair chance. But whilst you're at... Oh, no! Everyone doesn't have a fair chance. One fell off. I found it, though. Whilst we're at it, please do like the video if you're having fun with us over here, okay? There's 15 of you in the chat. We would like that number to go up. There are a few of you, a few new people who have just joined us. So if you've just joined us here, thank you for being here. The dog is not for anybody. It's just a tutorial. It's a practice cake. Oh, Jager. I think I remember you. You're back. Oh, thank you. Jaeger, thank you so very much. People, put some thumbs up for Jaeger in the chat, right? Thank you. Thank you for your, is that a super chat or what? What is it? I don't know, people. But it's a donation to the channel. Thank you. Right, let's. How are you though? We have Worm. We have Caterpillar. We have, somebody suggested Sandra. There's Walrus. Hippo. There is Droopy. There's Fatty. Strudel. I know who suggested Strudel. That was Carabo. There is Noodle the Doodle. Okay. There you go. This is going to be fun. Anyway, so we are folding the names. There's Bello. Mayim. I think yesterday someone suggested Happy, so that it's the only emotion the doggy couldn't process. So the suggestion was to call it Happy, so it makes up for the emotion. Oh, thank you, Jaeger. Jaeger is back making more donation, darling. Thank you. We appreciate you for doing that for us. Thank you so very much. People, give it up for Jaeger in the chat. Thank you so, so much. Now, it looks like you could have literally picked up the dog. Always spreading some love. Enjoy your evening. You too, Jaeger. You too, you too. And thank you so very much. We appreciate your donation to the channel. There you go. Right? So, what are we doing? We're about to name our dog, people. We're about to name our dog. We are about to name our dog. Let's see. Okay, Nala, KK, Worm. Do I have a preference for any of these names? Jade or Jay? Okay, there's Flower. There's Eggy. There is Leafy. There is Cabbage. There is Hank the Tank. There is Jackie. There is Lucky. There is Henry. And Bruce. Okay, right. I still have to put some more in there. There you go, Nala. Let me just make sure they are of the same size so that no one is having a preference over another. Okay, Cabbage. Bruno. Okay, keep going. Right, so we have 5 minutes and then the suggestions are over, because I have to now go back in the chat in real time to get everyone in. So there is Bruno. Okay, we'll see. There's Bruno. I have to write those down and then we'll add it, because everyone has a chance, you see. So Bruno. And whilst we're at it, we shake it. Oh God, what's happened here? Shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake. Okay, we're shaking. You needed to fit Disney. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right. Bruno Mars. Who likes Bruno Mars's music? Now that we're talking about Bruno. Hopefully, it's fair that everybody gets a chance. But just in case we end up with the name Bruno, that wasn't rigged. Okay? It wasn't rigged at all. I'm just asking about Bruno Mars. Okay? Now, whilst we're at it, dog talk. Okay? I know some of you had dogs. I realized that the tutorials kind of brought back emotions of your relationships with dogs. So Tatiana, I know you love dogs, and yesterday I was assuming wrongly that you have a puppy, and you said sadly not. But I take it as a family you have dogs though, do you? Tapeta, tell us about your dog if you had one. Lollipop, who has a dog story to share? We want to hear about your dog stories. Okay, now I'm going to be writing the ones you've just put in the chat right now. So we have, there is Scotty. Scotty, Lady and the Tramp. Okay, Tatiana. Tatiana, be kind. Lady and the Tramp. Okay, there is Scotty. There is Bruno. Let's see, what have I missed? There is Cinderella. Okay. There is Cinderella. There is, okay. There is Jaggle. Did I miss it? Winter. Okay. Rufus. Okay. There is Johannes. There is Puffy. No, we said no Puffy. Okay. Did I miss anything? Okay, I don't want to miss your... I think so far, the suggestions that I made, we're close now. With Michael, Michelle, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're well, right? So far, the new ones to add are Scotty, Bruno, Cinderella, Vago, Winter, Rufus, and Johannes. We skipped Puffy, okay? Because there is a Puffy in the world, and we don't want the association. So we are not doing a Puffy, okay? No Puffy. Because if we say Puffy, we should add the combs. And we are not about that life, okay? Lollipop. Right? My current dog, when he was younger, used to open the front door and run away. Okay. Right. Let me do this, and then we will talk about the dog stories a little more. And then we will do spin the wheel a little bit before. The name will be the last thing we'll do before we leave the live today. Okay? That's because it's our last live of the week. We've done Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we are here today, Friday. Right? So happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. What are you doing? What are you doing with your Friday over there? Okay? We want to know what you're doing. We're curious, and we are like nosy people. We are nosy people. Okay, there you go. This is so transparent. You see exactly what's happening here. Like, I'm mixing everything. We are mixing everything, so no one has like look. There you go. There you go. Okay, now we are adding Rufus. And we are adding Winter, okay? Okay, there you go. So here's what we're doing, right? Now, just so that everyone has a fair chance, we are... Okay. Right, so we'll put that here for now, okay? And the doggy moves so that we can read the doggy stories. Right, the doggy stories, right? Here's Lollipop's doggy story. My current dog, when he was younger, used to open the front door and run away, and I'll walk the streets and post on Facebook and contact the dog warden every time. Only one time he spent the night away. Ooh. And one time I had to bail him out of doggy jail with... Lollipop can't make a housewife. Can't make the dog homely when he wants to be in these streets. That is just for the dog, by the way. Apatha. I had a dog once. My mom wouldn't let me keep her. And when I had to move back in with her, oh no. So I had to get rid of my Daisy May. That was 16, 17 years ago. And I miss my puppy. Apatha, so sorry, but thanks for sharing your story about the dog. That is really sad. Lollipop says it's Friday. I've lost track of the days. Supposed to be your birthday? Tapita! Tapita, I thought you celebrated your birthday already. Lollipop. Lollipop. Lollipop said the dog was not neutered, so I assume he was searching for feet. Lollipop. Tabitha, is it your birthday today, my dear? Or did I read it wrong? If it's your birthday, we might as well just cut our cake, shall we? Oh, Tabitha, Tatiana, I had a Shih Tzu. Oh, I had a Shih Tzu. His name was Samson. Oh, Samson. Did he meet a Delilah? No kidding. Okay. I used to do the handstands right by him whilst he was laying down. And he would look up and give me kisses whilst I held his. Oh, what happened to the doggy? Oh, okay. Tabitha, right? Oh no, Tatiana, your doggy passed away. You know what? What does it feel like losing a pet? I've never had one, so I don't know, but I'm just curious. I imagine it must be so hard and difficult, but do you feel like I miss my dog, I can go get a replacement? Because I'm kind of thinking of it like, silly question, but hear my heart, right? You can't replace a human, right? You can't go and get another human when you lose a human, like a family friend. For a dog, you think you can get another breed that is similar. So what does it feel like? Does it make you want to replace the dog? Is it just like you're sad and like, oh, I used to have a dog? What does it feel like? I just imagine it must be hard, but I just want to hear your unique perspectives about it. Affectionate dogs are the best. Okay, Tatiana says it's a heartbreaking, like you're losing you. I can imagine like the way, how quirky they are. If you have a dog that is always barking at people or strangers when they come to the door, and suddenly they're not there, you must miss them. But I also imagine it must be really hard, especially when you develop like connections and emotions with them, and they do stuff with you, they sit with you. Wow. Ah, Good Vibe says, my dogs have passed away years ago. It hurts. It feels like losing human. Oh, wow. Right. Tatiana says, my mom got another Shih Tzu named Pixel, and he's been with me through my whole college experience and was my study buddy. So it was sad when he passed, but he's 6. Oh, so it will be sad when he passes, but he so okay, he has time. Let's not wish him for the doggies, okay? What's like, okay, let's talk about dog age. Let's talk about dog age. Like, you know, humans, we go through 12 months in a year. Like, you're like 12 months makes a year, 52 weeks. So when you're like 1, 2, like in human years, is it the same for dogs? Like, say if your dog is 6 now in 2025, does it mean you got the dog in 2019? Like, is that how it works? Because I know sometimes they say 7 years something makes, I don't know what that means. I'm just asking you dog owners. I just want to know, right? Is it the same? Seven years for dogs. So every human year is 7 years for the dog. Is that what you mean? I don't know. I'm just like, If you can see confusion on my face and I sound very silly, yeah, I don't know the thing, so I'm asking the question. So let's say if puppy Pixel is 6. Oh, okay. Okay. So, okay, in puppy years, if he's 6, he's actually 13. So is it because you add an, like, I'm confused, right? It's more like a curve of aging. You learn something every day. I know nothing about dogs, you know. So, just okay. So, right. So Tatiana says, oh, so the pup would be 13 years in human years, but in dog years it's 6. Oh. I'm trying to think. How is it? Do you add another 7 years to the dog years? Is that why it's, oh, I'm just like obtuse. Can you see? I make cakes. Okay. Okay, so Good Vibes says 6 years. Oh, I missed that. Good Vibes. Where's Good Vibes? I saw a message. Okay. Oh, okay. So you add 7 years to it. Okay. Got it. So he's 6 human years, but 13 years, 13 dog years. Okay. Wow. When the doggy birthday comes, where is Good Vibes? I can't see him. So this is what I missed. That Tapeta was born premature. Tapeta was born premature. So it's actually her birthday, even though we celebrated her birthday in May. Is that correct? Is that what we're missing? Okay, that's fine. Good Vibes is back. Right. Now, oh God. Can you see I'm confused? First of all, if you are confused, I am just as confused, people. Okay? I want an apple. Something sugar. Okay. Anyway, people. I'm sure I'm gonna sit there and look at your dog stories. But let me have a look at our little doggy. "12 months is gross." Okay. Right. I've just seen Tapeta. You were born premature and you were given 5% survival. Chance of survival. Wow. And yet you are here. So Tapeta, you see, the doctors have nothing on you. Catherine says, every human year equals 7 years in dog life. Dogs age rapidly in their early years, then they slow down, experiencing prolonged mid-age. Okay, this means that a dog's first year is roughly equivalent to 15 human years. Wow. We need to have a whole live where we discuss dogs. Tapeta, all I'm saying is that remember this every time some storm comes up in your life, okay? Because you beat all the odds to be here. Them doctors telling you you've got 5% chance. Even then, you were telling them you ain't got nothing on me. So tap it up. Happy birthday, darling. Prawn is back. Prawn, how are you? Now, people, Tapeta, you keep at it, keep fighting. Hopefully you don't have any more fights though. But life is a fight. So you keep at it, you'll be alright. And congratulations, we are happy to have you. What a blessing you've been, even with your 5% chance, hey? Me, over here. Before the doggy cake, can we, before we do doggy cake, can we do this small thing? Right? It's truth or dare cake edition. So we're going to spin that. I don't have any influence on what happens over there. Let's see, what question do we have? Spin. Okay, the question. Who? Tell us your fun cake encounter. I don't know if you can read the question. Tell us your fun cake encounter. Ooh, fun cake encounter. Fun cake encounter. Which one? I'm trying to think. Who? I guess my fun cake encounter. Okay, so right, my baby pictures are terrifying looking. Tubes everywhere, almost translucent skin. I was a mess. Clearly, from the mess came you, who is now testament here. So, my dear. Tatiana says, I had a snowboard cake for my sweet 16. Okay, let me read this properly. I had a snowboard cake for my sweet 16. If I had a snowboarding girl that I was able to eat. My dear. Snowboarding cake for your sweet 16. Tell us more about that cake. Lollipop says, my husband was born early too. He was so tiny and now he's massive. Well, you married him. Lollipop. Tapeta got a blood infection, sepsis. So the doctors tried to save me, but killed me too. This is descending into a mess real quick, isn't it, Tapeta? Tatiana says, my dream. Tatiana, when is your birthday? If you don't mind telling us. Lollipop says, we're not actually married yet. Tatiana's birthday, 15th of April. And you would want a Harry Potter cake. You can make one, darling. You're in the cake group. So we might give you the same treatment we gave Lollipop. Do you bake, darling, Tatiana? Do you like to bake? Because we might give you the same treatment we gave Lollipop. Well, remember when we made the panda cake? Yeah, because the panda cake, she wanted to make a panda cake for her daughter. So we took the concept of the panda cake, we stripped it, and then I made it super beginner friendly from the carrot cake right through to the buttercream option. And then I made it into a tutorial here so that she can use it as a learning resource. Because sometimes you want to make a particular cake, but you don't have the skill to complete the spectrum of work that is undertaken, especially if you want to narrow your decorating skills down. So we undertook the entire project as a tutorial. I broke it down from start to finish as a complete beginner-friendly cake. And then she was able to then use that as a guide to make her own cake. If you were in the UK, it would be a different story. But of course, you're in the US, so I can't even send you a cake, right? But we could, if it's a Harry Potter cake you want, what you can do is, if you closer to the time, if we discuss it and then you tell us the concept of what you are hoping for, we can take that, recreate it as a tutorial, and then come your birthday, you know that you can make yourself a cake. That is if you want to make yourself a cake at all. That's all. So that's just a suggestion of something we can do. Yeah? Yep. So Lollipop said hers turned out great because of the tutorial. So yeah, that's something we can do. But that 15th of April, Lollipop, I saw in there. Prawn cocktail. Trust you to pick something I can't pronounce. What is vermicelli cake? What is that? It's quite a popular snack. Where are you, Lord? Are you still up in the aisle of the aisle, wherever you were when you told us you were in the middle of nowhere? Are you still up there? Lollipop says my Game Boy Pokemon games. You people are now showing all your ages, isn't it? Prawn? Is it vermicelli cake? Are you still up in those aisles? Yeah, Tatiana, if you bake and you would like to make yourself a cake, let us know, and I'm sure we can work that as a tutorial for you so that you can have your own cake made for yourself. That aside, my people, remember we are supposed to be naming the dog, okay? So all the names. Now, class, let's have your attention. All the names are in here, okay? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. Now, one last chance. What do you think the name is likely to be? What do you think our doggy name is likely going to be? Okay, what do you think? because now we have all your names and suggestions. And if you're just joining us, Wally. No, if you're making new suggestions, it won't count, because we took everything everyone has chosen so far. And I don't think there is Wally in the names. The name has to be one of the suggestions in this jar. And I did read out the names from Jade to Jay to Rufus to Cakey to Eggy to Leafy to Puff, which is a no-no. We don't have Gracie, do we? We don't have Gracie. So there you go. So people, here is the moment of truth. Okay, right. If you've just joined us and you don't know what we are doing, right? We made this doggy through 3 tutorials. Was it? Is it 3 or 4? It was Tuesday through Thursday. So we made this doggy. But the doggy doesn't have a name. So throughout the tutorials, you had a chance to nominate your own names. And then all the names have since been put into this thing that we are going to pick up, right? So there you go, there you go, there you go. Now I'm gonna close my eyes. Look, I have nothing on my hands. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm going to pick one for the name. Okay, too many to recall, so let's go. Close my eyes and let me pick one. Okay, here is the one I have picked. I don't know what is in there. I don't know what is in there. Okay, 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 right. Let's see what we are picking. Oh, it doesn't count. I picked the Mandela. Remember, we said we weren't going to name the dog after a prominent person. So no, definitely not a Mandela. We had Mandela. No. You see, I even cancelled it. It wasn't supposed to be in there. So no, not a Mandela. Trust me to kind of ruin it. So first chance gone, because we are not naming the dog after. We're not even naming the dog Trump. Okay? So no. Mandela is a no. So that's gone, right? Let's do it again. Okay? So can you, if this was a human thing, you would have to go to the registry to change the name. The names are wild. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. There you go. This time, hopefully, we don't have a name we don't like. Okay? It's not Mandela, though. Okay? There you go. Okay, there you go. 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 Right, now. Now, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. Right. Let's do that. Okay. I have nothing. Now, let's go and pick one. Okay. There you have it. I've got one. We have Strudel. We have Strudel. Strudel for the dog. And Strudel, I know, was picked by Carabo. So of all the names that we suggested, Strudel won. And Strudel, we wanted, for those of you who do not know, we wanted a name that was unisex, like a name that is not gender identifying. So it's generic, because, I mean, whilst it's a dog, it's neither a he or a she, because that wasn't what I was thinking when I carved it. So we also didn't want to name it after any prominent person. We just wanted something quirky, something unisex that was fun. So we have Strudel, okay? So our doggy here is called Strudel. Now, shall we all say, yay, Strudel? Yay, Strudel. Yay, Strudel. So Strudel is our dog. Akulad from Ethiopia. Lollipop says Strudel is perfect and it's edible. Yes. Well, Accurate, great to have you back. So we have strudel. So there was a suggestion to do something to have the name as a name tag. What did I miss? So now we know strudel the cakey is out here. And he's edible. Strudel the edible cakey. And I love my strudel. Can you see? Strudel the cakey. So what do we do with the name tag, you said? I hope your life is lagging. Hopefully we have internet, do we? Yeah, we do. Okay, prawn, it's your network because I was checking to make sure. Strudel the cakey. Carve an S out of fondant. Oh, okay. Got it. I guess that I would do that off the show. Because if I did that right now, it will take my attention away. So we'll just get an S and put it on the board. It would have been lovely if he had a neck and then we'll have a collar. But the collar and extra detail will be for future cakes, if you like. What have we learned so far about our doggy cake? Yeah, I just noticed, prawn, your internet is lagging. Right. That's fine. So we can do the color on the next doggy cake. Yeah. But yeah, we can put the stamp of the name on it. I like my doggy. Doggy. Look at the doggy. Right, people? So far, what have we learned about the doggy cake? Will you be trying, a hand up in the chat if you will be trying a doggy cake? What cake am I doing next, darling? Tabitha is asking. Tabitha, I don't even know yet, you know, because some days waking up and starting a whole new thing is so challenging in my head. Because the cake that was used to carve this doggy cake has been sitting in the fridge for a long time. I took it out. I knew I wanted to make a dog cake. But bringing myself to actually doing it, I was frightened because I thought I haven't done it before and I didn't know how it was going to go. Until I got over my fear of it and thought, okay, let's get to it. So it was not something I planned. The idea came to me on Tuesday morning when I was like looking at cakes in the fridge. What do you want, sir? No, I need it. Yeah. What's happened? Do you want to go talk to Daddy? What's the matter?
It crashed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've had a few more times, haven't you? You want to say hi to the people in the chat? Do you? Or you don't? If you don't, that's fine. Daddy's upset. You want to go see Daddy? Yeah? Go on then. No, but I need it. I need it, right? So go on. Love you. Lollipop says I have to get the ramen cake could be cuter. The ramen cake would be cute. I could do. And Lollipop said, oh, Lollipop, that's fine. We are actually rounding things up anyway because I've got to go. I've got editing to do and a long weekend ahead. So yeah, we'll be back. But I just wanted to catch up with you people just to see what we can do better. Have a great weekend, Lollipop. You know, I'll catch you in the comment section. And yeah, I'll grab you via email when I can. Wanted to make, oh, okay. I wanted to make a ramen bowl for my kiddo, but never did. Okay, so challenge accepted. Ramen, a bowl of ramen noodle cake. That would be exciting. Okay, that's quite a shift, but yes. Okay, so Prawn says, I wasn't sure. I wasn't here for all the lives, yes, but I think the versatility of what you can do if you're patient. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there is versatility in what I do, and yeah, some days it's like I want to try something new for myself as well, to use it as a practice session. So the lives are not just to teach you, the lives are also to help me enhance my own skill anyway. So yeah, our doggy cake is not the best, but we are here now. In subsequent videos, this will develop. But in the meantime, I think I might just embrace the challenge of making the ramen bowl noodle cake. That would be fun. It's a sort of hyper-realistic cake with the challenge will be the noodles and everything else. But you know what? We always find a way. So yeah, I will accept that. I don't know if that will be the immediate one to start Tuesday. Let's see how my weekend goes and the tasks I have on my table. Good Vibe says, I want to see a cake that looks like an apple. Oh yeah, an apple cake. Yeah, those are fairly simple cakes to make. But I think my challenge with those cakes, even though they are simple, is the shading and the painting. Because I'm not a patient painter at all. And shading is very hard for me because I tend to blend the colors and I'm not very meticulous. But who knows? All of those suggestions are here. An apple will be maybe a caterpillar, like the kids' book. Right, we have cake we can recycle, and look, keep the ideas coming, because sometimes I make them because you ask, and sometimes I have to make the thing that I know will enhance my own skills. So keep the suggestions coming, and there is always time to kind of get those done. In the meantime, people, our strudel is complete. I am not going to cut him just yet, okay? Simple reason being, we want strudel to be a resident cake here for a little while. So you'll find strudel in the background like most of my cakes that I have made, and it will be sitting there like looking at us with its grumpy face until one day I decide I'm going to cut into it, or we're going to strip it back and recycle it. Whatever happens, you will still be here to see what strudel looks like, right? It's 4:36 UK time. We've been here a little over an hour, my people. For my US-based audience who are just starting your mornings, I hope you have a great day, have a good time, a great weekend ahead of you as well. And for my UK people who have already had a whole life of activity before this time, hope you have a lovely evening. And wherever you are, this part of the world, thank you for stopping by. As always, thank you for your time and engagement, and the moderators, all of you in the chat, thank you so very much for the help and support, keeping it interactive. Happy baking, happy caking, and I'll see you on the next one.